Ja, hallo zusammen und seid gegrüßt zu einer kleinen Bonusfolge von Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trades from Zero. Wir haben beim letzten Mal die Library hier in der Crossbell City entdeckt und ich dachte mir, ich mache daraus mal ein kleines separates Video für diejenigen, die das nicht so interessiert, was man hier so vorgesetzt bekommt. Und wir starten jetzt mal mit dem ersten Bücherregal und werden uns nach und nach durcharbeiten. Arc-en-Ciel oder so. Arc-en-Ciel is a famous theater troupe hailing from Crossbell State. Their acrobatic and passionate performances continue to draw massive audiences. The troupe's current leading actress, Ilia Platier, is known as the fervent dancer and has multitudes of fans all over the continent. Kontinent. Noch nie gehört. Also den Namen, Ilia Platier. Vielleicht in Trades in the Sky, aber zumindest noch nicht hier. Also jetzt nicht in den letzten beiden Cold Steel Spielen. Artifacts are essentially ancient orbments. While both run on orbal energy, they are operated very differently. Because they were likely produced by the ancient Zemurian civilization, proper analysis is currently beyond our technological grasp. Artifacts are occasionally found within ruins across the continent, and many are capable of demonstrating power that exceeds the bounds of human comprehension. The Septuagint Church has as such defined artifacts as premature gifts from the goddess and claims responsibility for their collection and control. Aha. Naja. Da, weiß ich nicht, ob die einzigen sind, die da sich das Recht rausnehmen können. Vielleicht werden wir da auch noch mitmischen, mal gucken. B2C Section, Bracer Guild. The Bracer Guild is a non-governmental organization acting to keep the peace and protect civilians wherever its numerous and continent-spanning branches reach. Its members are known as Bracers. Its guiding principle, to put the safety of civilians above all else, is both its greatest strength and a handicap, as it cannot involve itself in political matters unless civilians are directly threatened. Here in Crossbell, many international incidents have attracted strong bracers, such as the Divine Blade of Wind, Arios McLean, who have earned the citizens' support. Calvert Republic. The Calvert Republic lies to the east of Crossbell State and was established after a democratic revolution roughly 100 years ago. Its current head of state is President Rocksmith. Calvert is a vast country and, thanks to their long-standing open immigration policies, very culturally diverse. Many immigrants from the east have made Calvert their home. Although it has been significantly less hostile towards Erebonia since the signing of the Non-Aggression Pact, the two nations have been at each other's throats many times over the years. Crossbell State. Crossbell sits on the western side of Zemuria between the Erebonian Empire and the Calvert Republic. While established as an autonomous state 70 years ago, its two neighbors still dispute its ownership. At its center lies Crossbell City, one of the continent's key centers of commerce. In addition to being a key station on the Transcontinental Railroad, the city is home to a major international airport. Aha. Leave. So, ach, das ist alles jetzt, ich check das tatsächlich jetzt erst, das ist einfach nur nicht nach Themen, sondern nach Buchstaben sortiert. Eastern Quarter, a large-scale district in the Calvert Republic that was founded by migrants from the east. Due to the comings and goings of various cultures, peoples, and goods, it is often called the point where east meets west. It is also a well-known tourist destination, its exotic architecture drawing the eye of all who wander its streets. However, lying just beneath that are whispers that a giant Eastern syndicate is headquartered there. Epstein Foundation. The Epstein Foundation is an organization dedicated to continuing the work of Professor C. Epstein. It researches and manufactures orbments, specializing in information processing and communication. The Epstein Foundation is also the sole manufacturer of battle orbments, which allow their users access to arts. The recent Orbal Network project also promises to be the future of Orbal communication. Ja, das werden sie wahrscheinlich auch halten, sind ja schon mitten dabei. The Erebonian Empire is located to the west of Crossbell State and represented by the emblem of the Golden Stallion. The current emperor is Eugent Reiser Arnor. Despite the empire's rule by an antiquated nobility structure, it has begun to modernize due to the railway expansion efforts of Gilead Osborne, a veteran now known as the Blood and Iron Chancellor. Between its mechanized armed forces and private forces at the command of the nobles, Erebonia is always strained with its neighbors. Last year, Prince Oliver, the Emperor's son, cooperated with Le Beurre to resolve a crisis there, becoming the talk of the Empire. Fisherman's Guild. The Fisherman's Guild is an organized group of anglers working to spread fishing enthusiasm. Mr. H. Fisher, former noble fishing fancier, founded the guild in Gransel City. Gransel! Oh mein Gott, da waren wir! Trace in the Sky. Their activities include seeking out and investigating fishing spots, recruiting and training new members, and in recent years developing new tools and bait. Ich freue mich so auf die erste Angel. Ich liebe Angeln in den Trails-Spielen. Ist wirklich so. In Trails in the Sky mochte ich das sogar noch ein bisschen mehr als in Cold Steel. Great Collapse. The destruction of the ancient Zemurian civilization is estimated to have occurred 1,200 years ago. While the Great Collapse is commonly attributed to a natural disaster, this theory remains unconfirmed. This ancient civilization's end marked the beginning of the Dark Ages. Holy City of Ateria. A city-state housing the high seat of the Septian Church, Ateria is located at the center of the continent and acts as a gathering place for believers and church officials alike. Ich wette, dieser Ort sieht so schön aus, weil in JRPGs diese ganzen heiligen Städte immer irgendwie besonders sind, finde ich. The church comprises a number of organizations, including the Congregation for Divine Worship, which handles liturgical matters, the Congregation for the Sacraments, which handles administering the sacraments of the goddess, and the Papal Guard, which is responsible for protecting the holy city of Ateria itself. Ich hoffe, da kommen wir hin. 100 Days War. The 100 Days War was a war of aggression waged by the Empire against the Le Beurre Kingdom in 1192. The name is drawn from the 100 days between the start of the war and its church-mediated end. Initially, Le Beurre appeared to be at a significant disadvantage, with the Empire occupying a majority of their territory, but a single operation using the then new patrol airships turned the tide of battle. The reasoning for the war is not public knowledge, but the Erebonian Empire has since formally apologized to Le Beurre, calling the war a mistake born from an unfortunate misunderstanding. Ja, am Ende war alles immer ein großes Missverständnis. International Bank of Crossbell, IBC. Das wissen wir seit kurzem, wofür das steht. The International Bank of Crossbell is a large banking organization which manages the vast quantities of money flowing into Crossbell and supports the economies of nations across the continent. The IBC's interests extend beyond banking too. In addition to providing most of the funding for the Epstein Foundation's Orbital Network project, the bank manages theme parks and other similar diversions. HIER Corps. Incredibly skilled mercenary groups, which can be found all over the continent, are known as HIER Corps. Due to their combat proficiency and their willingness to take on morally grey contracts, they are often used as private armies. As such, several countries have passed laws against their hire and use. Hier auch? Das ist bestimmt überall illegal, oder? Ich glaube, bisher alle Trade-Spiele, da sind die immer so also im Verborgenen angeheuert worden und nie so offiziell, transparent, sage ich mal. Le Mans State. Home to the Epstein Foundation and the birthplace of Professor C. Epstein himself, Le Mans is a state in the center of the Zemurian continent. It is also known for housing the headquarters of the Bracer Guild, which has branches all across Zemuria. Le Beurre Kingdom. The Le Beurre Kingdom is situated in the southwest part of the Zemurian continent. Rich in nature and history, the kingdom is ruled by the long-lived Queen Alicia II, a staunch advocate for peace. Kenn ich noch. While a humble nation compared to those around it, its bountiful Septian reserves, advanced technological capabilities, and Queen Alicia's skillful diplomacy allow it to stand on equal footing with any other. Last year, a large object of unknown origin appeared above Valeria Lake. Oh, ich liebe diesen Ort. Disabling Augments nationwide. This crisis was resolved through the joint efforts of the Royal Army and the Bracer Guild. Natürlich, wenn irgendwas gut funktioniert und als Heldentat auserkoren wird, dann ist da ist immer die Bracer Guild involviert, ne? Was ist denn Michelam? Michelam? Noch nie gehört, glaube ich. Michelam is a newly popular luxury resort located southeast of Lake Elm. The IBC began developing the area 2 years ago, funding the construction of a high-class hotel and theme park. Aha. Michi, Michelam's very own mascot character, is growing increasingly popular with citizens and tourists alike. Da werden wir bestimmt hinkommen irgendwann, oder? The Non-Aggression Pact was an international treaty proposed by Queen Alicia II and signed in 1202 by the Liber Kingdom, Erebonian Empire and Calvert Republic in Liber's Urbe Royal Villa. Yeah. While not legally binding, the pact has had a powerful effect, bringing an end to large-scale Erebonian and Calvadian military exercises near Crossbell and decreasing tensions between each nation. Ja, kennt man. Orbal Arts. Okay. Orbal Arts are a kind of magic which can be activated by inserting quartz into a battle augment, a combat-ready augment developed by the Epstein Foundation. These arts, as they are commonly known, are widely used by armies, police forces, and bracers across the continent for their ease of use. Sufficient training can give anyone access to their incredible power. Nice. The Orbal Network Project is an effort by the Epstein Foundation to develop a network in which vast quantities of information can be exchanged between computers using a series of Orbal cables. While initially a joint effort between the Epstein Foundation and Liber's ZCCF, the IBC is currently bankrolling the project. As a result, the network is currently being tested in Crossbell City. Aha, da wo wir sind. Orbal Revolution. The Orbal Revolution was a technological revolution that was brought about 50 years ago by the invention of augments. The public was initially skeptical of this technological leap, but the invention of the Orbal telephone by the Epstein Foundation and ZCF's Orbal airships quickly proved augments' practical value. Augments have since become an essential part of our daily lives. Orbal technology powers everything from essentials like heating and lighting to transport vehicles to even modern weaponry. What's more, advancements in technology have decreased the size of Orbal engines, leading to the development of more capable and affordable consumer-level automobiles by the Verne and Reinford companies. Augments. Augment is a general term for devices that operate by drawing Orbal energy from septium. This technology was invented by Professor C. Epstein. The internal structure of an augment allows it to interact with quartz, which in turn is manufactured from septium. This design allows for the manufacture of augments with nearly limitless potential. Between their flexibility and ability to recover their internal Orbal energy over time, augments are significantly more efficient than combustion engines. Is that so? Phantom Thief B, sogar der bekommt einen Eintrag, okay. B is an elusive thief who has stolen everything from jewels to Orbal tanks from people and organizations across Simuria. His strange, almost beautiful methods have given rise to a small dedicated fan base. Though he sends messages to his intended targets and makes public appearances clad in a white cape and mask, B's identity remains a mystery. He calls his recent unusual thefts the liberation of beauty. Ja, ich habe direkt seine Stimme im Ohr. Principality of Remiferia. A principality located in the northern part of Simuria. Though a tough northern country with a cold climate, it is blessed with abundant forests and lakes, making it an attractive place for visitors looking for picturesque landscapes. Es klingt wirklich voll schön. It is also known for its highly advanced medical technology and is home to the continent's leading medical manufacturers and specialists. Crossbell State's famous St. Ursula Medical College was founded in cooperation with the Principality of Remiferia. cool. Irgendwie habe ich jetzt Bock auf diesen Ort, jetzt wo wir das gelesen haben. Quartz. A quartz is a circuit with a crystalline structure made by refining and processing septum fragments known as sepit. While quartz are both an energy source and capable of producing variety of phenomena, without the use of an orbment, they are completely powerless. Aha. Da kriege ich beim Wort powerless, ich habe gerade voll den Ohrwurm von Nelly Furtado. Kennt jemand noch den Song von ihr? Oh mein Gott. The Rainford Company was initially a gunpowder-based weapons manufacturer based out of the Erebonian Empire and known for its cannons and heavy firearms. Since the Orban Revolution, however, it has expanded its operation to include railways and airships. This expansion has made it one of the continent's two largest companies, rivaled only by Calvert's Verne Company. Mhm. Das hier hatten wir gerade, ne? Ja, oh, warte. Jetzt habe ich hier schon wieder irgendwie grob Motorik am Start. Septian Church. A Septian Church is the most widespread religion in Zemuria and is based on the worship of the sky goddess Aidios. Its high seat is in the holy city of Ateria. Although its influence has decreased somewhat since the Orban Revolution, it still has a significant presence in the continent's education and health systems. The word septium encompasses 7 types of precious stone mined across Zemuria. Viewed as symbols of mystery since ancient times, their value as a resource shot up practically overnight when the technology to refine sepit or septium fragments into quartz was developed. Aha, ich mag Septiums auch. So, Verne Company. The Verne Company is a massive company headquartered in the Calvert Republic. Like its industrial rival, the Rainford Company, the Verne Company was a storied arms manufacturer that expanded into orbital research and development after the revolution. Particularly worth noting are the company's innovative approaches to the development of orbital vehicles such as orbital cars and buses. Zeiss Central Factory. The Zeiss Central Factory, or ZCF, was founded as the Zeiss Engineering Factory in Lebel Kingdom's Zeiss City by Professor A. Russell, a disciple of the great Professor Epstein. ZCF was the very first Orban manufacturer to successfully develop an airship. They recently completed work on the high-speed cruiser R-Sail, a feather in the cap of the Royal Liberian Army. Mega. So viele Erinnerungen, wenn ich nur R-Sail höre. So war's das. Hab grad eigentlich einen ganz guten Flow und irgendwie verging die Zeit auch relativ schnell. Gut, ihr Lieben, dann war es das erstmal mit der Library. Wir sehen uns dann, wenn ihr Bock habt, gerne wieder in der nächsten Folge, wo wir dann mit der Stadterkundung weitermachen. Danke fürs Dabeisein heute. Bis bald. Ciao.